So FBI Director Kash Patel revealing more details into a sixth suspect arrest in the thwarted Halloween ISIS-inspired terror attack targeting bars and nightclubs in Michigan. You can see the suspect here who's accused of providing material support. Two more suspects from a wealthy New Jersey suburb were also arrested, with one seen here allegedly volunteering to conduct an ISIS-inspired on-camera beheading. It's crazy. Former Trump administration ambassador at large and coordinator for counterterrorism, Nathan Sells, joins us now. One of the other individuals, Nathan, good morning, parents worked for the UN, and then you had another individual that mother was a professor at Queens College. So how does something like this happen where these kids become a part of ISIS?
Yeah, good morning. This is a really chilling plot, and good job, FBI, because we really dodged a bullet here. Sophisticated, sweeping plot across the country in multiple locations with multiple homegrown terrorists who appear to have been on the verge of committing massive bloodshed. So this is the thing that keeps counterterrorism professionals up at night, homegrown radicals. It's one thing for al-Qaeda or ISIS to send operatives into our country to commit a 9/11 style attack. That's hard to detect, but what's really hard to detect is people who radicalize online, communicate in secret chat groups, go to the gun range on their own, and decide to take matters into their own hands. Thankfully, the FBI was up to the challenge here.
And my apologies, it was actually the father that's the professor at Queens College. But there is something larger going on here, Nathan. And we saw it with the protests in the middle of the street where they had ISIS flags, Hamas flags as well, terrorist organizations. There is this homegrown cell that is percolating in major cities right now. How can the FBI get ahead of this?
We've got to be vigilant. The most important thing is constantly be vigilant and be in touch with community leaders who are often going to be in a position to spot those early signs of radicalization. Community leaders, religious figures, police officers on the beat who know the neighborhood, who know the community. These are going to be our first line of defense. And I've got to tell you, one of the things that's so disturbing about this plot, I was reading the complaint the other day that authorities filed. Apparently, some of the plotters went to a religious figure in Michigan and said, should we do this? And the guy's response was, yeah, do it and hurry up, get it done fast. That's not the kind of response that we're going to be looking for from a respected community leader. We need them to be talking to authorities to make sure these plots can't happen.
And of course, Nathan, the moment that the FBI or counterterrorism gets involved with religious leaders, you'll hear this screaming of religious freedom there. But part of this ideology is religious-based. It's a radical element of it, but when you're having people that believe in Sharia law and they're trying to go after the minds of young people, we got to use all of our tools that we have, right?
Absolutely, and we all have a responsibility to keep our own houses in order. So if there's a problem with radicalism in a secular organization, the leaders of that secular organization need to take control. If there's a problem with radicalization in a religious organization, the same standard should apply. These relationships between authorities and community leaders, they need to be collaborative, they need to be cooperative, they can't be adversarial. So the minute things turn adversarial, the minute things shut down, that's when the cooperation stops, and that's going to create space for radicalism to fester.
I think we got to take this moment to give the FBI a pat on the back, that they're doing real law enforcement work. This could have been a major travesty for our country, but because of the great work they did on the ground, they stopped a major attack. Nathan, thank you so much for joining the program.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.